Hello, everyone. It's another week, another quick week, and the market bouncing back for up and down. And just want to give you, a recap and also what's looking forward in the coming week or weeks. You can see the diagram. I just want to give you some illustrations, and the top one is really the Nasdaq, how things shape up. And the point that I get a cut mark here is the high point, which back to April 26, when the market really is really the highest last 3 months of Nasdaq, and where we are at actually closing on Friday. So my prediction is if everything goes well, and May is really a bad month as previously already told you for those who follow my video. In June, we really expected another quarter of earnings started again, and reshuffle happening between the fund managing. So you really anticipate the uptick maybe, hopefully around mid-June, like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks timeline. So we will see if the next step by then will go back up. Maybe no, which you think about will be about June 15 to June 20. Which mean you look at the graph as well. It kind of tell you if you chop it off a month by month, you also give you some indications of how the market intra month would be really behaving from a next step perspective. And obviously, small cap, you may have to multiply this effect times two to really looking at your stock and see how poorly have been performing in the month of May. The market hasn't really, if you look at the month perspective, we're not ended yet, but it wasn't really down a lot, few percent. But I know that, if you own some small cap, you actually have been really maybe already beat up by 20%. And then this diagram talk about Dow, which actually interesting enough, if you look at it, is also Dow was actually weekly comparison was higher compared to the beginning of the week or even 2 weeks. But then in the high point, they're still a little bit off, but they're not really way off. Okay, and I think this diagram will give you really good and hindsight of what's going on in the full perspective, like months or 3 months perspective. The stock market remain pressure high yield curve. Investor will pay attention inflation shortage on material. US trade edge high on Tuesday as investor wave economic recovery optimism. But Monday obviously have received a lot of pressure. Actually, we're down from Friday. The S&P 500 slipped Tuesday as tech stock gave up gains. The energy stock fell sharply amid retreating oil prices on fears an Iran nuclear deal will boost global oil supply. The Dow also closed lower on sharper selling in the close by 267 points. Apple also caught some unwanted attention. The New York Times reported Monday at the TED trying to compromise on security by storing data of its Chinese consumers on computer servers run by Chinese government-controlled firm. Okay, please bear in mind this is what New York Times reported it. I'm not gonna dispute and confirm this is correct statement or not. Okay, I need to put the disclaimer there. Just make sure that you guys are not really thinking about something wrong with the Chinese government. Apple and casino and travel stock were among the top gainers in the consumer discretionary sector, with MGM Resolve, Carnival, and Wynn Resource went up. Biden electric vehicle plan first announced on March 31st cheered investors who bought shares in several electric vehicle startups that have struggled. Shares in electric trucker maker Lordstown Motor Corporation rose more than 20%. Shares in locally Corp were up more than 6% late trading after a visit to the plant. Biden is pushing for electric vehicle in auto industry heartland and trying to win over auto workers, worried that more electric cars and trucks will mean fewer jobs. The president wants $15 billion to build 500,000 EV charging stations by 2030. Well, obviously that's his plan. It hasn't even been approved yet, but let's think about if we get enough support to get there. I do agree that definitely need to develop green energy and also, but the timeline, that's in my mind is just questionable. Including apartment building and public parking and $45 billion to electrify a significant number of school and transit buses. Bitcoin option trader have power into bet that world's biggest cryptocurrency will fall below $40,000, which it did. By next Monday, following Elon Musk's tweet, stormed the cent price tumbled to around $45,000 on Tuesday. And if you look at it on the current basis now, Saturday timeline is actually around 36,000. And also ETH has also fell down way below $2,500 as well. Around 3.5 billion worth of option contract change hand after Elon Musk suggests Tesla may sell its Bitcoin holding. XPeng also trend upward after announcing first quarter outperform estimate, and other EV stock were also up for the day. Again, out of the EV space, I think XPEV will really have a possibility to break through in the long run. 2023, based on the estimate plan, if you're really beating the plan every single, and in a good trend, will actually turn to profit. So something to really think in mind about how significant that meant for this company, and also the potential, return that you may be getting on that. And they did already beat the estimate of sales again on April. On the earnings front, Walmart was the outstanding performance, closing 2% after reporting better than expected first quarter result. Macy's ended roughly flat despite posting a surprise first quarter profit and raising its full year guidance, which actually, anyway, Macy's up after the earnings anyway. AMC and GME were up due to short squeeze activities again. U.S. crude inventory rose by 620,000 barrels for week ended May 13. U.S. stock market unfortunately continued to slip back due to concern over inflation, especially in technology and crypto sector. Markets report after Fed market reiterated the interest rate remains as well as asset purchase to support economic recovery. Bitcoin continued deep below 38,000 on the Wednesday, and gold price now rose to 4 months high. On the earnings front, two interactive software TTWO report fiscal fourth quarter result at top Wall Street estimate, sending a share price more than 5%. Target was also more than 5% after this quarter result beat on the top and bottom line. Unlike the crypto winter of 2018, we have observed every major bank is now looking to build capability in crypto and will be looking to come to market in 2021, 2022. We have seen some of the largest institutions such as Standard Chartered, SCB, FF symbol, Northern Trust, symbol TRS, and TRSDB as a BBVA will go live with client offering. Dohu said, much like an iceberg, these are just hints of what's coming in terms of institutional adoption. Bitcoin is rebound but failed challenge again with Chinese investor will sell. This information was given on the Wednesday, late Wednesday, from the institution analysts. So just bear that in mind, because the market will change so quickly that you continue to say it's going to be being looked at in cryptocurrency space, and of course the market continue to get beat up in the digital currency space in China in particular. I think this week have been really major bloodbath, and one of the cryptocurrency actually will way down from 25 cents down to 5 cents. Thursday futures started with significant lower, but rebounded to a strong employment data. Weekly jobs claim fell to the lowest level since the coronavirus crisis began. The increase marks a reversal of 3 straight days of decline for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Dow Jones Industrial Average inched up, then fell back again to nail losses. China-based online retail JD.com brand a close second, up 4.7%. Tesla at 2.1% early action after the stock cut back its March 5th low in a 2.5% drop on Wednesday. And Virgin Galactic Holding, SPC, bought 40% higher after confirming a new test on Saturday of a spaceship on Thursday. Walt Disney Airport and Nike were down 6% or more since December 31st, but only 9 of the Dow 30 stock are trading lower for the year. Copper used 0.2%, just below $4.57 a pound, as price back off further from last week's record peak of about $4.78. Treasury yield fell after Federal Reserve April meeting minute on Thursday helped use investor concern about inflation that have dominated market for the week. And on Friday, global share edged higher but dipped in the afternoon, probably due to profit taking. Cryptocurrency remained volatile, but Bitcoin up slightly and Ether was down about 4% again. They were really up and down very, very volatile. The U.S. government is moving to a further regulation of cryptocurrency. S&P struggled for the Russian Friday's rotation from growth to value resumed, keeping Tesla and bond market in check. Financials were best performance center of the day on Friday, with banks including Morgan Stanley, SVB, and Citigroup. Despite finishing lower, the tech heavy less than 100 index managed in a 4-week losing streak, gaining just either selling more than 10% on Friday as China continued to warn against crypto space. Gold also rose as much as $1,889.41. Compared to previous week, Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 174.29 points, 0.51%. Nasdaq was down 41 points, 0.31%, and S&P 500 was down 17.99 points, 0.43%. So all you said is for the week, which have a lot of quick volatility up and down within all three major indexes, at the end of the day, they are not very significant, obviously. So if you take a gaming really good on the timing and pricing of the week, you may have gained some money off of that. But again, that's not necessarily my recommendation. Google stock is perhaps the best looking big chip tech right now. Mega stock is in range of its 10-week line and breaking a short trend line. The relative strength line for Google stock is near a record high as well. Facebook also is looking healthy. Tesla stock is near action stop below its 200-day line, but now Tesla stock fares still matter. Apple is a good buy if it falls below 120 for a long-term hold. I mean, that's my opinion. iPhone along with iPad sales was strong and exceeded last quarter earning expectation. I will place Tesla buy, however, a range of 450 to 488, which is $100 below this current level. And the reason for that is, if you compare, I could do a graph next week to give you a EV comparison. You see how much Tesla is down relative to other EV. So technically, they probably need to be down a little further than where they are right now, especially with the crypto Bitcoin pressure that they're getting. The economic backdrop continues to support investor bet on strong recovery, manufacturing service activity, key driver, economic engine continue to improve. Tech, meanwhile, share gains as growth stock struggle to find its footing, with its set up for fifth straight week of losses. Pandemic-induced market correction followed the Causeway team to purchase stock they may not have been able to otherwise due to their valuations. So, having said that, again, the sell in May went away is getting closer to an end. Elon Musk was personally to suspend the Bitcoin payment to Tesla, and that wasn't helping the story in Nasdaq and also the Bitcoin legacy. So, and then China again, we need to regulation around launch in 2017 related digital currency causing recent sell-off. So, coronavirus cases worldwide reached 166.96 million. COVID-19 death topped 3.46 million. COVID virus cases in the US have hit 33.8 million, with deaths about 603,000. Obviously, a lot of people are vaccinated, and the markets really plan to full reopening, especially after Memorial Day, probably, which is end of next week. So again, my recommendation would be the retail stock. That's still a good buy. CCL, NCL, H Trip, TRIP. I still think China stock you can pay attention, kind of watch. All of these, however, not in rush to buy, but looking for the deep day when you have a really bad day. Market was pricing again the next 2 weeks. It's time to buy. Like if you would have bought it in 3 days ago on the Tuesday, Wednesday time, you probably will make money by Friday today. Like Friday. If you bought something previous week, it should be also help you by this Friday. You probably will make some money if you buy it wisely. HYLN, I recommend my friends and folks who had it at probably $20, $25 a share. If you haven't sold them, or you probably have sold them, well, you want to buy back, and now maybe wait a little bit, but at $8, I did advise my friends to buy them. XPEV, before the earning announcement, which is around $23.50, $25, I did advise people to buy some if they have money, because a lot of people already not interested, or the valuation they bought at too high price. They don't have money to buy more. But if you would have bought those, take a look at it, how much percent you will have by Friday, right before the market closes, or even next week. Let's say the market will rebound further, and you will have some gain. So ideally, you do want to watch for those time when they dipped pretty bad, like BIGC dip to $42 and you close at $51 Friday. If you look at FSLY, which one still haven't doing very well at this point, but it dipped to $42 and potentially it could have gone back to $50, $60 because you can look at the highest valuation price. These stocks, I will tell you, they already hit more than half, 50% from their 52-week high. They already hit some of them even 60, 70%. So if you ask me, well, Nasdaq is still high, it's going to be crash. Well, how much is this stock going to go? Are they going to go bankruptcy? If you believe, so the key point is this, right? You pick a good stock. You got to have understanding of why, fundamental reason you're buying them, how they're performing, right, business-wise. Then you will want to hold them. And those are the ones, if you're not coming back right now, you will, maybe 2 years later, which is still short-term technically, you will make profit. XPEV, again, I would think right now, I'm going to say this, we're going to prove it in 2024 or even 2023 when they estimate to be profit with the stock going to hit $100 a share. And current right now, today, is $29, okay? Well, we'll see that because a lot of time people, they always do after the fact. But I'm telling you now with this video, we're going to look at 2024 and see where XPEV perform. Other stock like Disney, I think is also a good one for the long run. The reason why it wasn't doing well because they were short on subscription expectation. Well, why? There's no movie. If you ask me, I wouldn't even subscribe Disney. The reason why is no movie. What are you talking about? This is why people have to be smart. Yes, it is going to be streaming. Yes, this future movie not going to be in blockbuster. AMC going to get hurt. But how many movies have been made and actually push it out during the pandemic? You can hardly hand using your fingers to count them. That's why Disney is not going up yet. But you will, right? Because there will be more and more movie. So, Marvel already have 8 movies playing between now to 2022. So just to give you an idea of perspective. Hope you like my video. Have a nice and wonderful weekend. And give me a like if you like this.